What's up guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. On today's video, we are going to be doing a Q&A. I asked you guys to ask me questions on my Instagram story, and I just dropped a few. Put all the questions into a bowl, and I'm going to be reading them and asking your most asked questions. I'm so excited to be back on YouTube. I missed YouTube. Last week was the launch of my podcast, so there was no new YouTube video because I was preparing and getting everything together for the podcast, but there is going to be new YouTube videos every single Tuesday, so I want to remind you that we're back. It's Tuesday, new YouTube video. I'm answering your most asked questions for me. I decided to wear orange again because I'm trying to fit the brand name. So Zachary Reality is all orange. That's like the brand color, the brand name. So I bought this orange turtleneck. I put on my Instagram story a couple things that I was trying on. This is what I ended up getting at Top Man from Saturday when I went shopping at the Grove. It's an orange theme. Before we get started on today's video, I want you guys to make sure that you are subscribed down below. Give this video a thumbs up, turn on the bell for the post notifications if you want the notifications on so you get notified every single time I upload a brand new video. Oh my gosh, I'm like every other basic YouTuber. Without further ado, let's get into today's video. I am going to be picking the questions out of a bowl and answering them. You guys have submitted over 100 questions. A few of them were the same. Well, I'm gonna be answering all of them. I think I'm gonna be doing a speed round because there are so many questions and I do wanna get to every single question. So without further ado, let me just get into it. So the first question is, what are some of your hobbies outside of social media hustle? Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, TV. Hobbies? Is drinking with your friends a hobby? I think it is. I love to go out to lunch. I love to go out to dinner. I love hiking. I love the beach. I just love traveling and like exploring with friends. If that is a hobby, I like living in the moment and like having fun, letting my hair down. I like to swim in the pool. I like laying and tanning. I don't know what my hobbies are. Which reality show could you see yourself on? So that's a really good question because I talk about reality TV nonstop. I really have always wanted to go on Survivor because I love strategy and the gameplay and I'd be so good at like the social and strategic game. But because I don't know if I'd be able to sleep outside for that many days, Big Brother is like Survivor in a house. So I feel like I can see myself going on Big Brother, but I also feel like I can see myself going on my own show, like having my own show all about me. So the answer to your question is Big Brother, or just like Zachary's world, like my own show. Adapting to LA from the East Coast. This was very difficult for me, adapting to LA. I think just the people are very different here. The culture is very different. I had to kind of get used to people. When they make plans with you, that doesn't necessarily mean they have plans with you. People will literally be like, make a plan with you and just completely ghost you like it's normal. Driving for Uber the first few months here helped me adapt to the West Coast because I really got to know my surroundings and kind of like forced me to be in a car with like strangers and talk to people. I also visited before I moved here a couple times to really make sure that I loved LA. So that kind of helped me adapt. But honestly, I think the key to adapting, and I'm a natural born, I'm like a natural LA bitch, so like moving here was kind of like a natural fit for me. I think like to adapt to a new coast is honestly just time. Your favorite thing to cook? Mac and cheese. It's so easy. Actually, I take that back. Mac and cheese is one of my favorite things to cook, but just shoving in chicken fingers and fries in the oven, like it's quick, it's easy, 20 minutes in the oven. Do you see LA as the land of opportunity? LA is the land of opportunity for me because it's just like entertainment heaven here. There's so many different, things to do here is in regards to all the red carpets and award shows that happen here and all the parties and just like all the jobs are here in entertainment. So it's definitely the land of opportunity for me. I don't know about everyone else. What do you look for in a man while dating? These questions, you guys are really asking me to reveal all. I look for someone who matches my energy, someone who matches my vibe, someone that I can just click with, get along with, confident, ambitious, funny, honest, just like has my back, just somebody that like is like my friend, like someone that I could just trust and count on. I'm not asking for too much, right? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? In 5 years, I would like to be on the red carpet, interviewing celebrities, kind of just like doing what I'm already doing, but on a much larger scale. Like I want to keep the podcast up. I want to keep growing on TikTok. I want to keep growing on YouTube. Just continuing to live in LA, create content, do the hosting thing on a much larger scale in 5 years, and I would like a bigger apartment, and I would like a boyfriend. Your Starbucks order, honestly, just like a venti caramel iced macchiato, period. And I actually love buttered croissants, like a lot. 2 states that you'd like to visit. I would love to go to Alaska. I think that would be such a time and such an experience. And I also really want to visit New Orleans. I know a lot of people think it's like crap there, and it might be, but like I really want to go to Louisiana and visit New Orleans. It's just like one of the cities that I just can't wait to visit. Rank the social media apps you use from best to least. Okay. Well, my favorite is probably TikTok because that's where I have like the biggest following, the biggest community. I love going on live on TikTok. After that, I probably would say Instagram. It's just like a really good way to keep up with everything and just like the stories, and I really enjoy it. Then YouTube, I love making content on YouTube. And then I would say the podcast, if that counts, but I'm just starting that off. And then Snapchat, because it's just a really accessible way to like snap your friends and be like, what's up, what's up? And then after Snap, I would say Clubhouse, which I barely use, but like then Facebook. I'm not including dating apps. That's another question. If I'm ranking the dating apps, I would say Bumble, Grindr, then Hinge. But those are the only 3 that I use. Current favorite housewife from each city. Okay. From Jersey, my favorite is Teresa. From New York, my favorite's Leah Mobb. From Beverly Hills, my favorite's Dorit. Dallas, probably Cameron Westcott. I just like love how sassy she is. Heather Gay from Salt Lake City. Gina from Orange County. And Robin from Potomac. She kind of grew on me towards the end of the season. I like how chill she is. Has the pandemic had a positive or negative effect on your career? To be completely honest, it's had a negative effect. I think that you want me to say positive, I'm gonna keep it real. The pandemic has had a negative effect on my career. I've missed out on working events and red carpets and being in studios and networking and meeting people because of the pandemic. Obviously, life throws challenges at you, like the pandemic. We've all kind of had to deal with it in our own ways, so I found a way around it. I still been able to kind of grow in my career, obviously, because like we're finding a way where humans were adaptable. But I think that there would have been more opportunities, more ways to network and grow my career if it wasn't for the pandemic. So I think the pandemic has negatively affected me. What's the most rewarding thing about what you do? Connecting with people. 100%. I'm a people person. I love connecting with people. I think that when I get messages, just like people who really like, oh my God, I'm like gonna get emotional. When people reach out to me and just like really like admire me and tell me like how much like they appreciate me and how much I've inspired them and how much I mean to them. Just like really like kind words that like show that like everything I do on social media is like worth it. And people really feel connected to me and feel like they can trust me. I have a lot of people in my DMs just like venting to me or just like know that they can turn to me. It just really means a lot. I can't believe I almost cried on here. Okay, I actually am really emotional, but like not when I'm filming a YouTube video, but like wow. What's your favorite thing about living in LA? My favorite thing about LA is just like the land of opportunities in regardless to the entertainment industry, because that is why I moved here. Now, I love the weather, I love the beach, I love the gay scene, I love the streets and the aesthetics and like just being away from like New York and just kind of starting my life fresh. But I think just like the land of opportunities for the entertainment industry is my favorite thing about living here, just because that's what I'm inspired to do and I'm a career-driven person. Favorite store to shop from? Top Man. I went to the Grove at Top Man this weekend, got this sweater. I love the clothes at Top Man. It's my favorite store. It has so many great pieces. If you had to be on any Real Housewives franchise, which one would you be on? Who would be on your side? Well, my favorite is Jersey, but like, obviously I would be on Beverly Hills because I live in Los Angeles, so I would definitely be on Beverly Hills. I would hope that Dorit would be on my side. I would definitely be against Lisa Rinna because we have 2 big personalities. We'd probably be feuding. And I'd like to be friends with Kyle and Sutton and Garcelle. Garcelle would definitely be on my side. Erica would not be on my side, and either would Lisa Rinna. Celebrity encounter you want to relive? Meeting Tyler Cameron, I want to relive that because he's so hot, and I just like need to meet him again. What are you most excited about and nervous about with the podcast? I'm most excited to interview different reality stars and just like kind of grow as a person. I love interviewing. I love going on Zoom and having those chats that you have on a podcast. So I'm really just excited to kind of host my own show and have my own brand or my own podcast. That's what I'm most excited about. I'm most nervous about if I'm gonna be able to deliver. It's been very hard the past couple weeks to kind of, I've been emailing a lot of publicists and doing guest booking. It's definitely a lot of work on the podcast. It's not just like you record an episode a week. It's a lot more work that goes into it. So I'm kind of overwhelmed with like the big task at hand. So that's kind of what I'm nervous about. I'm just gonna do my best and we're just gonna have to see what happens. I'm really taking it 1 week at a time. Zodiac sign, moon, sun, and Venus. My zodiac sign is a Cancer, I'm a sun sign. My moon sign is Aquarius, and my Venus is also a Cancer. Celeb crush, Shawn Mendes or Joe Jonas. I also love Zach Coulter, he's like an influencer, but I think he's really hot. And Tyler Cameron, and like a lot of guys. I love hot men. Where do you draw inspiration? I get inspiration from everywhere. From walking in the street, to going on social media, to like anything around my apartment. I just am a very creative mind. I'm constantly inspired. And I can get an idea and get a creative mind and get inspiration anywhere at any time. Something you would tell your teenage self. It's gonna sound cliche, but do what makes you happy. Stop caring about what other people think. That is what I would tell my teenage self. Do what makes you happy, own who you are, go after what you want, stop caring about what people think. I would literally shake my teenage self and tell him that, tell young Zachary, stop caring about what other people think about you. Do what you wanna do what makes you happy, and everything's gonna be okay. You're gonna get to live all of your dreams. Everything you want to do, you're going to do. That is literally what I would tell my teenage self. Hang in there. Like, you're going to do everything you want to do. Just keep focused and stop caring about what other people think. If you could meet any dead celebrity, who would it be? I would love to meet Michael Jackson. I feel like he is such an icon and I would just like die to meet him. I think I would love to interview him as well. Do you miss college? No, I do not miss living in New Jersey. I do miss my friends from college, but I don't miss college. There's something about graduating and never having to do school again that is just the most fulfilling thing in the world. If you're still in college, there is a light at the end of the tunnel, I promise you. School is just so overwhelming. It takes up so much of your life and so much of your time. Like, I don't miss college at all. Advice for people starting off in social media. That's a great question. Post consistently. Find your niche and your brand, like what sets you apart from other people, like, or what do you like? What do you have that draws people in? Like for me, I talk about reality TV. Now people are drawn to me because I am the master of reality TV. So kind of like find your niche, what will draw people into you? What are you providing people? Are you entertaining them? Are you educating them? Are you building up their confidence? Post consistently, be creative, and be authentic to who you are. People can tell a fake person on the internet if you're too on. Like, just be yourself and be raw and just be authentic. I think that's the best way to be on social media and post consistently. You have to post consistently and you have to post on all channels. If you notice, I'm active on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, podcasts. Like, you gotta be active on everything. Are you dating anybody? I'm single and I'm not dating anyone. I would love to go on a date, but right now I'm so focused on my career. As you guys know, you're probably annoyed with me saying it so much, but I'm just like that focused on my passion and my career that I don't have time to date anybody, and it's just not a priority for me right now. However, I really want a boyfriend, so one day. So if you know anybody, send them through the DM. Hopefully I get a boyfriend though, like in the next year though. I feel like I'm ready for it. I'm definitely ready to open up my heart and my legs. I just haven't met the right person yet. So hopefully in the next year, or even maybe this year. What is the most challenging thing about what you do? The most challenging thing about doing social media is that I am being my own camera crew, my own lighting. I'm creative, I'm doing pre-production, I'm being the host, the talent, coming up with the script and ideas, and then I'm doing post-production as well. I have to edit. So there's just so many jobs and tasks that I have to do, and that's what makes it so challenging. I really hope that I can afford to hire an assistant one day. How did you make friends when you first moved to LA? So when I first moved to LA, I signed a 5-month lease with a couple of college kids by UCLA. So I was kind of able to make friends in the college scene quicker, but I think making friends in LA or just moving to a new city in general, one thing you have to know is that it takes time and you really just have to put yourself out there and put yourself first. Like, make sure you're getting your shit together. Friends will come to you throughout time. So I think just kind of focus on yourself and just like be patient, and you'll find friends as long as you're just like doing what makes you happy. 3 favorite foods: chicken fingers and fries, mac and cheese, and sushi, but like also pizza and ice cream and snacks and Oreos. I love food. Favorite season of Survivor, best blindside. My favorite season of Survivor was Survivor Micronesia, season 16. It was one of the best seasons of all time, fans versus favorites, and it also came along with the best blindside when Parvati and Siri and Amanda, they all convinced Eric to take off his necklace, and then they voted him out. That was like one of the best blindsides, but like also JT on Heroes vs. Villains, like that was an iconic blindside as well. And Heroes vs. Villains was probably my second favorite season. Parvati's like my favorite player. She was on both of those seasons, but like Heroes vs. Villains is second. Micronesia was my favorite season of all time. Would you ever leave LA? Yes. I do not want to live in LA forever. I'm very happy living in LA right now. I love it. It's definitely the place for me and for what I want to do, and I have a lot more to accomplish here, but I don't want to live in LA forever. When my time is up and I feel like I got everything out of LA that I came here for, then I will definitely want to leave LA. I feel like life kind of goes in different stages. You know, your childhood, your college experience, your 20s, your 30s, like, life has a lot of different chapters, so I feel like when it's time for me to close this LA chapter and move somewhere else, I definitely want to get married and have kids one day. I don't know if I would want to raise my kids in LA, probably not. I do not see myself living in LA forever. How do you stay so confident? Well, I must say that I am not confident all the time. The key to being confident is honestly just to do what makes you happy. Whatever in life makes you happy, whatever gives you joy, gives you that rush. Honestly, just like loving yourself and liking yourself and learning to do the things that make you happy and surround yourself with good people, and that will make you feel confident. Doing things that you want to do and staying true to yourself. And that's how I stay confident. Did the guy from Live ever wine and dine you? Oh my God, you guys really want to know the tea. He didn't, but he did slide into my DMs. He gave me his phone number and I chose not to answer. From his profile picture, he just looked really, really old. I'm not trying to age shame, but like just way too old for me, just like not the vibe. I just kind of had to leave him in the requests. Least favorite thing about living in Los Angeles, the traffic. The roads and driving is just like my least favorite part about LA. Updates on the podcast. This week on the podcast, I have 2 reality TV casting directors coming on my podcast. They're each coming on for about a 20-minute interview. I asked them all the fun questions about what it's like being a reality TV casting director. How do you find people? Like a bunch of fun questions. And you guys are going to see that on the podcast that comes out on Thursday. And honestly, there's going to be new guests every single week, and it's going to be a lot of fun, all centered around reality TV. That's kind of the updates. It's definitely a work in progress, and it'll be great. Dream celebrity to interview. Honestly, interviewing any of the Kardashians would be a dream to me, but I think that's kind of lame. Like, I would love to interview Shawn Mendes or Taylor Swift or Ariana Grande. It's like any big star. Just put me on a red carpet and let me start interviewing people. ASAP. That's literally all I want to do. Dream destination. I want to go to Thailand. Honestly, anywhere in Asia, China, Japan, Thailand, like those are my dream places that I want to visit. But like Thailand, please. Do you ever miss New York? How often do you visit? So I moved to LA about 1.5 years ago. I've been home 3 times. So my plan is to kind of visit New York twice a year. Once in the summer and then once for Christmas, like in the holidays every year. It's not that I miss New York. I'm definitely happy to be in LA. But when it comes around the time where it's like, you know, my birthday or like Christmas, then I'm like, all right, I miss it. I want to go home and see my family. I wish they would just come here. It would make it a lot easier. Who is your pick for the next Bachelorette? I would like to see Brie be the next Bachelorette. But I have no idea who it will be, if there even will be one. Celebrity entertainment hosts you look up to. Well, obviously I look up to like Ryan Seacrest, Andy Cohen, and Mario Lopez, kind of like the bigger ones, but I also really look up to Justin Sylvester from E! Daily Pop, and Naz Perez. She is a friend of mine, and she is an amazing host, and I really look up to her so much as well. And Morgan Stewart from the E! Network as well, I look up to. Bryce Sander also, he works at Entertainment Tonight, and Lauren Zima. I really look up to a lot of entertainment hosts. Favorite country you've ever visited? Portugal. I love Portugal. I've had so many amazing memories there. I think it was just the time that I had there, and I would love to do a travel video and a different video, but I just had the most amazing time when I visited the Algarve in Portugal, and it's definitely one of the most beautiful places I've ever been. Who is your favorite bachelor of all time and bachelorette? My favorite bachelorette of all time is Emily Maynard. I think she was just like the classic chic bachelorette. She did such a good job. And Sean Lowe is obviously like a basic answer, but I also really enjoyed Ben Flajnik and like his season as well. That was one of my favorite seasons. Favorite restaurant / bar in LA? Well, I love like Santa Monica Boulevard where all the gay bars are. There's this bar called the Bayou, which I'm obsessed with. And I also love the Abbey and beaches. There's just so many, you have to like look them up. If you live in LA, you know what I'm talking about. Like that whole strip of gay bars is just like the best. But I think like my favorite restaurant would be Nobu in Malibu. I've only been once, but it's like so beautiful. All the restaurants that are my favorite are like the restaurants I can't afford to go to yet, like Craig's and Catch and like all these other places, and Tao. I also love Elefante in Santa Monica. It's a really great restaurant. Okay, this is the last question, and it says my favorite YouTuber, Bretman Rock. I love Bretman Rock, he's hilarious. I also love Nikita Dragon, but she doesn't post enough on YouTube, and I enjoy Tana Mojo and Emma Chamberlain and Patrick Star. That was so many questions, but I'm glad that I was able to answer pretty much all of them for you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to hit the like button down below. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers and I need your help. We are posting new YouTube videos every single Tuesday, so make sure you are subscribed to my channel so you never miss a video. Please comment down below what else you want to see from me on my channel, and stay tuned for more videos. And I'm out, guys. All right, bye.